Hello and welcome, my dear students of class 10 ABC. Today we take lesson 7, The Necklace, from our supplementary reader, Footprints Without Feet. It's the short story. I shall read out the summary of the story for you. Story revolves around Matilda, a dreamy woman. Matilda was very pretty, but due to ill fate, she was born in a family of clerks. She had no dowry, no hopes. She had no means to become known and loved by rich men. So she married a clerk, Mr. Loisel, in the Education Board office. Matilda would think of beautiful things. She had neither frocks nor jewels, and she loved these things. But she remained unhappy. She suffered due to it. Now, the plot of the story is revolving. The main incident takes place when she gets an invitation to the minister's party. One evening, her husband returned home. He was very happy. He and Matilda had been invited to the minister's party at the minister's residence. But Matilda became unhappy. Her husband told her that it was a party of the selected people. Matilda told him that she did not have a good dress for this party. She began weeping. Her husband was grieved at this. He told her that she could buy a new dress. He had saved 400 francs to buy a gun. He had saved them to join some hunting parties. He told her that he would give that money to her. She could buy a good dress. Matilda bought the new dress. But she was still not happy. She told her husband that she did not have a jewel to wear. He told her to wear some natural flowers. But Matilda was not satisfied. Then her husband told her to borrow some jewels from a friend for his share. The next day, she got a diamond necklace for the occasion from her. The day of the ball arrived. Ma'am Lawsil was a great success. All praised her. She was the prettiest of all. She smiled and was full of joy. She danced with enthusiasm. She was simply mad with pleasure, I say. She went home toward 4 o'clock in the morning. Her husband had been half asleep in a saloon since midnight. He threw around her shoulders the modest wraps. Matilda wanted to hurry home. She did not want to be seen by other women in those wraps because these women were wrapped in rich furs. They reached home. Matilda removed the wraps from her shoulders before the glass. She wanted to have a final view of herself in her glory. Suddenly, she uttered a cry. Her necklace was not around her neck. It had been lost. Now search for the necklace begins. Matilda told her husband that she had lost the necklace. Both searched the necklace. Loisel went out to see where they had walked. He searched the place, but it was not found. He told her that it might have dropped in the carriage, but they did not note its number. They searched folds and pockets, but the necklace had been lost forever. At the end of the week, Matilda told her husband to replace the necklace. They saw one like the earlier in a shop of a Polaris Royal. Its price was 40,000 francs. They could get it for 36,000 francs. Matilda's husband had 18,000 francs from his father. He borrowed the rest from various persons at high interest. They were able to buy the necklace. They returned it to Mame Forrester. Matilda told that she should have returned it earlier. She might have needed it. She did not open the box as Matilda feared she would. Now the horrible life of Miss Mem Loisel begins. Matilda now knew the horrible life of want. They would have to return the borrowed money. Matilda sent away the maid. They went to cheaper lodgings. She washed the dishes. She brought up the water herself. She breathed at every landing. She haggled for every sou. Her husband worked day and night. They faced the hardest time. This went on for 10 years. Now changes in Mem Loisel's. Matilda now looked quite old. She looked a hard woman. Her hair was badly dressed. Her dress was airy. When her husband was in the office, she would sit before the window. She would then think of the earlier times. She thought what would have happened if she had not lost the necklace. And now see the climax of the story. The truth is out now. One Sunday she was walking in the Champs-Élysées. Suddenly she saw a woman walking with a child. It was Mame Forrester. She was pretty and attractive. Mame Loisel was affected to see this. She was very affected on seeing this. She went to her. Mame Forrester could not recognize Matilda. Matilda talked about herself and what had happened to her. At this, Mame Forrester told her that the necklace she had lent her was artificial, वो नकली था. Oh God! देखिए उसके पीछे की पूरी लाइफ बर्बाद हो गई. Now, my dear students, we shall be watching an animated video. So please see this video now.
A long time ago, one of the most pretty and charming girls was born. Her grace and beauty was so great that she was meant to live a luxurious life, wearing beautiful clothes, expensive jewelry, and residing in a big mansion. She could have easily been taken as a lady of great wealth. But it seemed that fate played a trick on her, and she was born into a poor family. They had no dowry for her. She finally married a little clerk, Loisel, in the Ministry of Education. Madame Loisel, as she came to be called, was very unhappy with her life. She believed that though she was born beautiful and clever, fate, by not making her born in a rich household and married into a richer one, had played a cruel joke. She imagined vast salons decorated with antique silks, exquisite pieces of furniture supporting priceless ornaments, where she could give big parties. She wished to live a life that would complement her beauty. And when she and her husband sat down for dinner, while her husband exclaimed delightedly,
Aha! Broth! What could be better?
she imagined delicate meals served on silver plates. Madame Loisel had no fine clothes, no jewels, nothing. And these were the only things she loved. She had a rich friend, an old school friend, whom she refused to visit because she felt sorry for herself after meeting her own friend. One evening, her husband came home with an exultant air, holding a large envelope in his hand.
Here's something for you.
He said. Swiftly, she tore the paper and drew out a printed card on which were these words: The Minister of Education and Madame Ramponneau request the pleasure of the company of Monsieur and Madame Loisel at the Ministry on the evening of Monday, January the 18th. Instead of being delighted, as her husband hoped, she flung the invitation across the table, murmuring, "What do you want me to do with this?"
Why, darling, I thought you'd be pleased. You never go out, and this is a great occasion. I had tremendous trouble to get it. Everybody wants one. It's very select, and very few go to the clerks. You'll see all the really big people there.
She looked at him out of furious eyes and said, "And what do you suppose I am to wear at such an affair?" He stammered,
Why, the dress you go to the theater in. It looks very nice to me.
Madame Loisel started to cry.
What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you?
He asked hesitantly. She replied, "Nothing. Only I can't go to this party as I don't have anything to wear." The husband was heartbroken.
Look here, Mathilde.
He persisted.
How much would a nice but simple dress cost?
She thought for several seconds, thinking how much money she could make her husband give her without him refusing. At last she replied, "I don't know exactly, but I think I could do it with 400 francs. He grew slightly pale, for this was exactly the amount he had been saving for a gun. Nevertheless, he said,
Very well. I'll give you 400 francs.
The day of the party drew near, and Madame Loisel seemed anxious. One evening, her husband said to her,
What's the matter with you? You've been behaving very oddly.
"I'm utterly miserable because I don't have any jewelry to wear with it,"
How stupid you are.
exclaimed her husband.
Go and see Madame Forestier, your friend, and ask her to lend you some jewels. You know her quite well enough for that.
She exclaimed, "That's true. I never thought of it." Next day, she went to see her friend and told her trouble. Madame Forestier took Madame Loisel to her dressing room and said, Choose, my dear. Madame Loisel finally chose a superb diamond necklace which she wore with her gown. She was the center of attraction at the party. Everyone noticed her. All the men wanted to dance with her. All the ladies praised her. She received many compliments. Madame Loisel felt truly happy and thankful for the first time in her life. When they reached home, she discovered that the borrowed diamond necklace was missing. They looked everywhere but could not find it. Scared of going to the prison, they sold everything they had and borrowed money to raise 36,000 francs to buy a replacement. The husband worked 2 jobs. They shifted to a smaller house, and Madame Loisel, who had dreams of a luxurious life, had to do her own work. She came to know what abject poverty meant. In 10 years, they were able to pay back all the money they had borrowed. By then, she lost all her beauty and looked older. What would have happened if she had never lost those jewels? Who knows? Who knows? How strange life is, how fickle, how little is needed to ruin or to save. One day, she saw her old friend, Madame Forestier, walking with her daughter. She was still beautiful and graceful. Madame Loisel decided to go and meet her friend and tell her about what happened. Good morning, Jean. The other did not recognize her. I am Mathilde Loisel. Oh, my poor Mathilde, how you have changed. Yes, I've had some hard times since I saw you last, and many sorrows, and all on your account. On my account? How was that? You remember the diamond necklace you lent me for the ball at the ministry? Yes, well? Well, I lost it. How could you? Why, you brought it back. I brought you another one just like it, and for the last 10 years, we have been paying for it. You realize it wasn't easy for us. We had no money. Well, it's paid for at last. Madame Forestier had halted. You say you bought a diamond necklace to replace mine. And she smiled in proud and innocent happiness. Madame Forestier, deeply moved, took her 2 hands. Oh, my poor Mathilde! But mine was an imitation. It was worth at the very most 500 francs.